Gino playing now. Because what y'all don't know is that when I was in ministerial training and they said, design your first service, I designed my first service to be in October, and the musical inspiration was Gino Walker, and that was in 2006. So now in October of 2011, Gino Walker is the musical inspiration and power of oneness, and everything is in divine order. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to do a thing called a tag talk. So Gino's going to come up, we're both going to do, she's going to have a seat here, I'm going to have a seat there, and we're going to kind of take turns in delivering this message. But when she started that song with sing your song, you got to sing your song, we're talking about you being able to break out of all of these crazy illusions that have been set up by both ourselves and the people who have been conspiring in this field of fog that Emmett Fox invites us to burst through when he says live in the present moment as part of our meditative thought for the week. And so in this awareness of living in the present moment, we've got to let go of that stuff that we've been holding on to. We've got to let go of that stuff that we think is part of our baggage. You got to pay for baggage now. You can't just bring any old thing on board and say, if you're going to bring your baggage, you better pay $25 for everything you bring. Except Southwest is highly involved. Give great mileage points as well. But when you go about the business of what you're doing, you got to understand that all of that old stuff isn't necessary for you to be present in this now moment. I mean, think about all of it. When you got to clean your house when you have people coming over for dinner or something. And then when you have house guests, you got to clean your house more than you would. So Gino's my house guest, right? So I was saying, oh, well, I don't know about it. I don't got to clean the refrigerator. Oh, no, I do it later. I got to clean the refrigerator. So, of course, Gino comes with her food, right? So I got to make a shelf for her. And so what I was realizing was there's this crud on the shelf from something that had been there before. But it was sticky. And it was hard to get it off because it was hardened. That's what's going on a lot of times in our hearts and in our minds. Sometimes there's something, a residue of something that was once there, and you don't even know what it was. All you know is that it left a mess in your life. And you're carrying it around as it penetrates through your life, even through your food, and you're ingesting it. And so when you decide that you want to clean your kitchen, you want to clear those dishes out of the way. You want to clear that clutter out of the way so that you can enjoy the present moment experience. You don't want to eat in a dirty kitchen. You want to be able to ingest all that life has to offer in this present moment by releasing that old stale residue. You know, Jesus talked about in Luke, in 5:37, you know, you got to be able to know that no man drinks old wine and wants new wine, for he says the old is delicious. We get so used to that old stuff, you know, even though we don't like it. How do you explain that? You start a new relationship or you start dating somebody and you're carrying around your old anger from your last relationship and no one wondering why they think you crazy. They don't know what you're talking about because they weren't part of that conversation. your life, when you carrying that same old stuff, that bag will burst. Those wineskins at that time was made out of old goat skin. And the gas from the fermentation process would expand that wine bag to its fullest extent. So when you bring in a whole new energy, it can't deal with that. It busts open and the wine pours all out and is wasted. So that's what we're doing with our lives. We're trying to bring in new experiences while we're trying to hold on to the same stuff, and there's no room for it. Something has got to give. It's got to break. All of these old structures need to be put aside so something new can happen.